This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. I am here with Michele Bernetti from Umani Ronchi from the Marche region in Italy. How are you today, sir?
Very good. Buongiorno. Thank you very much.
For those people who don't know the region of the Marche all of that well, how would you describe it to them?
I think I could use the regional claim which says Marche, Italy in one region. I think we got a bit of everything in our region. By the way, we are right in the center of the Italian booth. So we got mountains, we got beautiful hills, we got very nice seaside. So for this reason, we used to say that we have a bit of everything that you can have in Italy, you can enjoy in Italy. One of the problems sometimes that confusing in Italy that we use in different regions, we use the same grape, but of course the appellation behind takes different names. And one of the examples is definitely Montepulciano, that is probably one of the best, better known Italian wine categories outside of Italy. And but when grown and cultivated in the Marche, and particularly in a small area by the Adriatic, it becomes Rosso Conero or Conero as an appellation, but still is the same grape as you have in Montepulciano d'Abruzzo. Probably the other very important and well-known varietal from my region is Verdicchio, which is one of the most historical, most famous, in my opinion, one of the greatest Italian white wine varietals.
Now you also grow a little bit of Pecorino, a little bit of Lacrima di Mora d'Alba, and a little bit of Sangiovese, I believe.
Exactly. It's Pecorino is one of the basically most recent rediscovery, because it's a grape that has been there since ever, and there is a growing interest in this basically rediscovering these older varietals, and I think Pecorino really offers something very interesting. Lacrima di Mora d'Alba is a very tiny appellation. There are about only 250 hectares left, and it's right in the center of the region and makes this beautiful aromatic red grape that a British journalist say called red Gewürztraminer. And of course Sangiovese is still very widely planted. I would say that 30% of the red vineyard are characterized by Sangiovese.
Like much of Italy, and indeed many other countries in the world, you also grow a few grapes that are not native to your country. And you put some of them into a very special wine you make called Pelago. Would you mind telling us a little bit about that, sir?
Yes, the Pelago is a wine that was made for the first time in 1994. It was something absolutely new, because I don't remember anybody else doing this very different blend. It was a blend of the local grape, Montepulciano, with the Cabernet Sauvignon, 50% and 10% Merlot. And we decided to make this blend, as I said, in 1994. We entered a very famous competition, especially at the time, was very, very big, called International Wine Challenge in London. And out of 7,000 wine tested blind, basically the jury decided that the best red wine overall the competition was Pelago from Marche. And so this was really an important, fantastic recognition, especially putting Umani Ronchi in the map and bringing a lot of attention on the red wines from my region. And also I think was something that we could also bring to the public the important, the capability of Montepulciano of being blend with the grape varietal like Cabernet Sauvignon, but without being overpowered, without being dominated by the Cabernet Sauvignon, which is, as you know, is quite an important grape when it's grown in a proper way. So it's been a great success. We use a joke that unfortunately when we are from Marche, and we cannot call this wine as a super Marche wine like you would do with the Super Tuscan.
Yes,
wine.
yeah.
Of course. So it's a Super Marche without the T at the end.
Now, you told me a story earlier about one of your wines being featured in a Japanese manga comic, and then there was quite the demand for said wine, was there not? What's the story behind that?
That's a fantastic story. We own 35 hectares in the Abruzzo region, which of course, as I said before, we grow the same varietals, Montepulciano and Pecorino, that we have in the Marche, but the appellation is different. And this Montepulciano d'Abruzzo called Iorio that we make in there was featured in one of the most famous manga in Japan. That is a manga that talks about wine, and it's called Kaminochi Zuko in Japanese, or Le Larme de Dieu in French. And the success was so big that immediately our importer went out of stock, and they had to fly. They flew quite a few pallets into Japan directly from Italy, in order not to go out of stock with the wine. So the wine has had an incredible success, and then the manga has been translated in Korean. So we entered the Korean market, and so it's a very nice story.
Well, one cannot purchase advertising like that, really.
Absolutely not. We were absolutely surprised. Didn't even know that the existence, honestly, of this manga, and in fact, we went out of stock of the wine.
As a grape varietal, how would you describe Montepulciano, and particularly Montepulciano that comes from your region?
Okay, I think it's maybe, if I can say something that maybe says everything and says nothing, that is a very Italian grape, a very Italian variety that reflects very much Italian flavor, Italian character. Why? Because it has this very nice fruit character that reminds black cherries, red plums, but it's not aromatic. It's not too aromatic like, for instance, Cabernet Sauvignon or Merlot, which is more intense as nose. At the same time, on the palate, they have a medium to full body and quite intense color, quite dark in the color. And in the taste and the palate, there's one that when you get full ripened grapes, you get wine that are normally they have these beautiful tannins. Well, the tannins is there. The tannin is firm, but at the same time is very approachable, and they are very much wines that are enjoyed with food. So maybe compared to Abruzzo, in the Marche and the Conor area, we make wines that are slightly maybe less concentrated, but maybe we gain a little bit more in terms of elegance, in terms of finish.
Michele Bernetti, thank you very much for joining us at Good Food Revolution today.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you. Thanks a lot.